you clicked on this video for a reason, and that reason was your true morbid curiosity. A true morbid curiosity similar to my own, except that my own brought me to such lengths. And today we are going to learn how long this takes. I have... We're here. We're here for a treat today. Can I just emphasize that I don't like mayonnaise? And yet, I thought today, in honor of the fact that we can now eat mayonnaise in this game, even though that was 2 years ago. We're here. You get to listen to the dulcet tones of all of my ostriches that made this happen. I brought some light reading for however long this takes. So I'll be reading you a bedtime story while we make this happen. So I hope you're ready. Get buckled, because we're gonna go on a little drive. Anyway, let's get into it. Let's see how long it takes me to eat an entire inventory of mayonnaise in Stardew Valley. Alright. First one. Alright. So I will be reading Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, one of my favorite novels. One of my favorite novels! Books! Who says novel? Who says novel? We're off to a bad start. Alright. Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. Chapter 1. It is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife. However little known the feelings or views of such a man may be on his first entering a neighborhood, this truth is so well fixed in the minds of the surrounding families that he is considered the rightful property of someone or other of their daughters. Let's start at the beginning. A couple of years ago, Concerned Ape announced that the 1.6 update for Stardew Valley would come with many exciting things. New pets, and most importantly, finally having the ability to consume mayonnaise. Not long after that update came out, a thought came to me. What if I did something stupid with the mayonnaise update? Perhaps, maybe the widest activity known to man. What if I ate a whole inventory's worth of mayonnaise? These were my goals. 1. Acquire in-game a full inventory's worth of mayonnaise. 2. Eat it all. The setup for such an idea was daunting. I mean, how long does it take to harvest that many eggs from chickens in-game? How many chickens would you need to make it attainable? Would you need like 300 chickens or so and then blow all your money on hay just to keep them happy enough to be able to keep making eggs? Thankfully, I learned during my research that I would not need 300 chickens to make this feasible. I just needed ostriches. Ostriches are unlocked after finishing the field office on Ginger Island to get the ostrich incubator and collecting the golden walnut that also rewards you with an ostrich egg. Ostriches take about 4 to 9 days to incubate depending on your leveling perks, and then another few days after that to reach adulthood. Ostriches produce eggs every 7 days, which give 10 mayonnaise per egg over the 1 mayonnaise that chicken eggs give daily, and they produce mayonnaise that's the same quality as whatever egg you place into a mayonnaise machine. Up until this point, I'd figured I'd just be collecting every single mayonnaise I made, but this is when I realized I could go further. I could have iridium mayonnaise. I was open to some of the mayonnaise being gold quality, but I wanted as much iridium quality mayo as physically possible. These are the things that I had to do to get to the mayonnaise. Complete the community center, get to Ginger Island, finish the field office, get the ostrich egg, craft an ostrich incubator, build deluxe barns, slowly accumulate an army, collect, and finally eating the mayonnaise, which I started referring to throughout this process as the consumption, which is not to be confused with tuberculosis, which is a very devastating illness, and I do apologize that I genuinely could not think of anything else to call this. My sincerest apologies to John Green on that. Yeah, that's my bad. Problem with this plan. I have never been to Ginger Island. As much as I love Stardew Valley, I am a big fan of resetting my farm every single time I walk away from the game because I don't remember where I was or what I was doing, and I don't remember where I put anything, and everything is I get confused, which is really embarrassing because I put everything in the exact same place every single time I play the game. So I don't know, there's just like a lot of moving parts and I don't want to remember where everything is, so I just start over. All of that to say, I've never made it incredibly far into the game. There were many things I'd never done, but for this project, I would be doing them. It's time to introduce our farmer. This is May. Her favorite food is mayonnaise. She's the proud owner of Mayo Farm. I selected a beautiful white as a mayonnaise cat for her to adopt later, and I gave her this incredible fit of clown milkman, which I love. I chose the Meadowland farm because I could level up farming from chickens immediately, but other than that, the first year of this save was pretty typical. Farming, fishing, donating to the museum, donating to the community center, adopting a cat and naming it Ranch, keeping all mayonnaise for my chickens that was gold quality, making a bunch of money, upgrading my house, unlocking the sewers, getting a star drop, having one cow named Ostrich, finishing the community center at the beginning of year 2, realizing I don't have a reliable source of iridium and gathering 2 ponds of super cucumbers to eventually give me enough iridium for what I need to repair the boat, realizing I have had a meteor on my farm for months, realizing I need a gold pick, breaking it, getting all the bars I need, sailing to Ginger Island, and giving up everything in summer of year 2 to go hunting for fossils on Ginger Island. I also acquired not only the trash hat, but also the trash catalog, which I didn't know existed until about a week before I found it in game. It was fun learning the mechanics of how Ginger Island worked, but I quickly became really ready to move on to the next thing, which was the ostrich farming, but I couldn't do that until I had everything I needed. So, instead of harboring frustration against the game due to my impatience, I forced myself to enjoy the fact that for the first time, I was on Ginger Island. It was fun. And I was learning. It was really fun. I had a really fun time learning my way around Ginger Island and stuff. I thought it was a really good time kind of like figuring things out and figuring out how some of the mechanics on the island worked and how some of the quests for the different walnuts worked and stuff like that. So it was really fun. I finally reached the home stretch though, and I collected the ostrich egg and I donated the last fossil in the fall of year 2. And now came the fun part. The true trek. The reason why we're all here. It was finally time to accrue mayonnaise. I threw my ostrich incubator into my barn along with the egg, and several days later I encountered a sound that would haunt my dreams for the coming months and in-game years. Ostriches. I threw myself into my work. I ended up needing a total of 5 deluxe barns in order to speed up the process of collecting eggs as fast as possible. So in the end, I had a total of 60 ostriches by summer 14 of year 5, and I was thrilled. The process of collecting all the mayonnaise took a while in-game, about 6 years total from beginning to end without having all 60 ostriches altogether. It definitely sped up once I had all the ostriches, but it still took some time. There it is. There she is. Beautiful. Beautiful, glorious. Wow. Okay, that's it. I just wanted to show you me finishing it. This is so stupid. This is dumb. Oh my gosh. Okay, but I did it. I acquired a full inventory's worth of mayonnaise and then went through all of winter that year because I wanted to start the next phase of the project in the spring. And I did get another stack of iridium mayonnaise in that time, so I do have an extra stack compared to what I had in the footage of me finishing it at the end of the previous fall. And then we were here. Laid on them as nonsense? I cannot quite agree with you there. What say you, Mary? For you are a young lady of deep reflection, I know, and read great books and make extracts. Mary wished to say something sensible, but knew not how. While Mary is adjusting her ideas, he continued. Yeah, I haven't made it that far. I really thought it was a funny bit to read Pride and Prejudice aloud while doing the consumption, but I had to throw the towel like 20 minutes in after getting to chapter 6. Probably because I didn't think for 1 second about how long it would actually take to go through an entire inventory's worth of something in Stardew Valley. There were 47,952 jars of mayo in my pockets, and I thought it'd be no small feat to just casually get through all of them. Of all the pieces of this this challenge, the actual consumption itself, I hadn't fully thought through. I downloaded a speedrun timer and everything just to get the full time, but alas, it was not that easy. I had been so ready to be finished with this project that to be confronted with the reality that it would take more than a few hours to get through it all absolutely flabbergasted me. And to be honest, why didn't I realize that this would take longer than a few hours? Like, genuinely, how did I not think that through? I do not know how I did not process truly how long this would actually take. Anyway, I was committed. I was not fully rattled by this, truly. Nothing could stop me from getting this done. I was committed. I was ready to see this till the end. This still mattered to me. This did not make me want to throw in the towel. I knew how long this could take. I was not afraid of that amount of time. I was willing to commit to it. And I did. We still had to witness the consumption. I would like to take this moment to discuss the pros and cons of consuming an entire inventory's worth of mayonnaise in Stardew Valley as fast as physically possible. Con: it approaches the definition of insanity, except the undeniable fact that it does eventually end. Pro: I love playing video games and doing silly things, and so this was very silly, and it was a lovely experience, and I was delighted by it, because I thought it was fun and silly. Con: carpal tunnel. I did not get carpal tunnel, but the threat of its presence always loomed. I'm a knitter. I was scared. Pro: you can listen to whatever you want while you work on it. I listened to a bunch of audiobooks on Libro FM, which is functionally similar to Audible, except you give your money to not Amazon and it benefits local bookstores of your choice. That was what I did most of the time. I listened to some music, but I mostly listened to a couple of audiobooks. Con: not being able to tell anyone in your life that this is why you have so many ostriches in Stardew Valley, or that this is how you're spending your time, because you've learned that people do not understand your projects until the finished product is sitting in front of them and they never had to spend 100 hours and several months trusting the process like you did. Pro: street cred. And with that, I did it. It was all gone, and OBS did not record my microphone during this, which is probably for the best because I was singing along to Freebird for the final minutes of this process. I am devastated you didn't get to hear my cover because it was excellent. I am very, very good at mimicking guitar solos and stuff, you know, with my extensive experience playing guitar, which I do not have. It's okay, it's for the best. It's for the best. I did finish it. All right, this is the information you came here for. I consumed 15,260,724 gold worth of mayonnaise over the course of 26 hours, 2 minutes, and 0.63 seconds. If my math is any good. I'm probably slightly off, but I don't really care at this point. It's around that number. It was over. I completed my goal, and you might be asking me, why do this at all? What is the point? I don't know, but I had the urge to know something, and that something was whether or not I had the capacity to collect enough mayonnaise to take up my whole inventory and then eat it all. I learned that I do, whatever that may mean. When I come up with my ideas, it comes from a place of pure curiosity. My curiosity consumes me, and my will commands I be eaten to learn what it means to be digested. It's never truly about the moment you've completed some bizarre thing you've done that took genuine time to plan and complete. Yes, it's fun to look back and know that you can say that you did something, but as always, it's the journey. It's always the journey. That's why I wanted to read Pride and Prejudice to pass the time. I thought it'd be fun and silly and a good use of my time. That's why I had to remind myself to enjoy Ginger Island when I was searching for fossils, because it was the first time I got to experience Ginger Island, and I wouldn't get that again. And doing that during a project like this might make me not truly enjoy the experience of, you know, playing a beloved video game. Over the course of working through this project, I've had a lot of stuff happen to me in real life. Big weird life stuff, scary health stuff. I am okay now, and like really exciting stuff too. Like, it's not all bad, it's not all scary. There's a mixture. I have a pretty busy life outside of the internet, which is why projects like this take so long to finish. And when I work my way through a project, it's like a time capsule for me, not of the project, but of my life. This channel has been around for almost 5 years, and while I certainly have not been consistent with uploads, what I have uploaded is a memory for me of who I was, and more importantly to me, how I was doing. I started this channel after finishing college, and now I turned 27 this year, and I'm proud of how far I've come as a person. I still have so much more work to do on myself, and as much as I cringe at basically every video I make after the fact, I'm just reminded of my growth every time, so I try to see it for what it is. Me, and my twisted mind. Thanks for watching this video to the end. I do have more videos planned this year. Do not worry, do not fret. I have not abandoned this channel. I have plans. I've just been horrifically busy. Feel free to subscribe and stick around. You won't see frequent uploads on this channel, but if you'd like that from me, I made a long-form gameplay channel last year where I just upload largely uncut, episodic gameplay stuff. Let me know over there if there's anything you'd like to see, and let me know here if there are any horrors of the project variety you'd like me to confront. Don't worry, I do have ideas. I already have plans. There will definitely be a video in June for the 5th anniversary of the channel, so do get excited for that. But that's everything. Thanks for sticking around for the announcements, and now I'll see y'all next time. Have a good day.